Welcome to Colonel Football Weekly, as we take an inside look at McNeese State University football. Today's program is presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, the official sports medicine provider of Nichols Athletics. Colonel Football Weekly is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. Hello and welcome to Colonel Football Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim, alongside the interim head football coach of the Nichols Colonels program, Steve Axman. Coach, you have been leading this program now for almost a month. This is going to be your first home game. It's very timely at this point for the Colonels to come back to Thibodaux.
Well, we're very excited as a team and a staff to come home and play a home game. We've only played one so far this season, and here you are playing the seventh game of the season. It's only your second home game. So kids are excited about that. We're excited to play in front of our fans and families. And so, again, we're just very happy about the situation right now.
You came in to lead the program from the outside. What have you been able to learn week to week so far in your tenure?
Well, basically, I'm spending a lot of time here at the office and at the practice field. So it's been kind of a series of evaluating and reevaluating things we are doing. My expertise is on the offensive side. So basically I'm in the offensive room most of the time. I'm trying to stick my head in there with the defensive coach, with Coach Steve, and see what I can do to help there. And basically I just act as the devil's advocate. What do we not want to see from defenses that perhaps they could add some thoughts to their package to become more effective.
The team right now sitting at 0-6, and of course you're here on a short-term basis, so there'll be new leadership coming in next year. It would be a very opportune time for a lot of these guys to just throw in the towel and call it a day and just move on. We're not seeing that right now. Although this team hasn't picked up a win, they're continuing to fight. They still have a fighting spirit out there. What do you attribute that to?
Well, they're extremely resilient. This is really a good group of young men. I've really enjoyed being with them this short period of time. They're hard workers. They want to win. They have a good bond together as family, as they say, as brothers. And it has not been hard to coach these kids. They really are very coachable, and they have a great desire to win. They have a great desire to successfully represent the program here at Nichols State. So that's been the big positive for me, to be able to work with a group like that. I've worked at schools where, this wasn't, the same scenario wasn't true. There was a lot of selfishness. There was a lot of inter-squad squabbling. Not here. This is a good group of people, and that's why I want so badly to see these kids get a win quickly.
We took a look at the early portion of the schedule. 3 FBS teams in the first 4 games, with the number 5 ranked team in Division II squeezed in there, the only home game. Now you got to go on the road this past weekend and face the number 5 team at the FCS level in McNeese State. So it hasn't gotten any easier. What was the game plan heading into Lake Charles this past weekend against the Cowboys?
Well, basically from an offensive standpoint, we had to handle all that blitz, and unfortunately we did not do that very well. Our game plan was to run the football and throw quickly. We threw quickly, but sometimes it wasn't even quick enough. They had a lot of people that, they'll overload you with their blitzes and bring 7 when you're blocking with 6. And they got home far too many times. And, I think we left, a good 7, 8, 9 completions on the field just because the quarterbacks couldn't get their feet set in time quick enough to throw an accurate pass, and that hurt us a lot. I think defensively, that we played very hard once again. I thought we played with a greater degree of discipline in this football game, but I think we got a bit mismatched, to be honest with you, and the same nemesis of wearing out in that second half showed again, really for the whole team, but a little more for the defense, because I don't think they quite have the depth that at least we do have on offense, with the exception of the offensive line.
Well, we're going to talk more about it in just a few moments, but before we go forward, let's go back, head out to Lake Charles, Louisiana, Cowboy Stadium. The fifth-ranked Pokes of McNeese State playing host to the Colonels on a crisp early October Saturday afternoon. For McNeese, their Southland Conference opener, they owned consecutive convincing home wins over Prairie View A&M and Arkansas Tech after falling in the final minute at Nebraska to begin their season. Change at quarterback in this one. Senior Bo Hebert would get his first start of the year. He had played a reserve role in every game this year, though he had plenty of starting experience throughout his career. Massive challenge in this one. The Cowboys, a contender for a national title. Both teams go 3 and out on their initial drives. The Colonels begin their second possession from their own one, but work their way out of trouble. Michael Henry takes the handoff and races 23 yards to the sideline. He was coming off a 142-yard performance against Central Arkansas the week before. Nichols would have to punt. Penalty gave McNeese good field position. Their quarterback, Daniel Sams, dangerous on his feet. A 16-yard gain here to the Nichols 45. Sams, a Kansas State transfer, ran for 135 yards on the afternoon on just 13 carries. An 8-play, 75-yard drive capped with his strike from Sams to Khalil Thomas. 33 yards for the score. Thomas with his second TD reception of the year. He finished up with 2 catches for 60 yards. Nichols down a score late in the first quarter. Colonels looking to answer 3rd and 3 on their own 33. Hebert finds his safety valve Henry for 9 yards. Henry not only the team's leading rusher, but he's averaging 11 yards per catch this season. Now, Henry's backup, Tobias Lofton, helping the cause a 17-yard gain to midfield to end the first quarter, his longest run of the day. This was as even an opening 15 minutes as the Colonels had played since their opening game at Air Force. But this was one of those plays that really has been a microcosm of the season. The Colonels wind up punting, and Connor Free, looking for the coffin corner, hits the pylon. Instead of pinning McNeese at the 1, they get it at the 20, and that's just the way things are going right now for Nichols. McNeese converts on a big 3rd and 7 near midfield before Kelvin Bennett takes the handoff and gets to the edge. A 14-yard run to pay dirt to make it 14-0. Bennett, the Cowboys' leading rusher, with his second TD of the year. McNeese perfect in the red zone this year, though the Colonels would break that in this game. The Pokes' next possession, 2nd and goal at the 1. Sams tries to change the play at the line. The exchange is fumbled. Nichols winds up making a goal line stand. McNeese had a 1st and goal from the 5, but they settle for a field goal. Down 17-0, Henry provides a spark. First play of the drive, he's off to the races, 40 yards into Cowboy territory. This is the longest run of the year for the Colonels. Henry with 9 rushes on the day for 81 yards. Unfortunately, Nichols could not convert on 4th and 1 at the McNeese 26. Another shot before the red and gray, or for the red and gray before halftime. Hebert heaves it to Damon Bolt. The Thibodaux native hauls it in, good for 38 yards. Longest pass play of the year for the team. Bolt with the biggest game for a Colonel receiver this year, 105 yards on just 3 catches. Less than 2 minutes before the break, Nichols takes a shot in the red zone, but Gabe Hamner picks off Hebert's pass intended for Terry Lucas, and McNeese would get the ball back. They put together a quick 6-play, 80-yard drive. Backup QB Tyler Bolfing finds Derek Milton out of the backfield for the 4-yard TD with 16 seconds left. Nichols goes into halftime trailing 24-0. Coach, you look at one pass play, could have been 17-7. Instead, it's 24-0. It is those little things that make a huge difference.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We had things set up nicely with that 40-yard pass, and we were trying to get an isolation going into the short side of the field, and Bo felt better going outside, but going across the field. But that's where the geometry takes over in favor of the defense, because the angles are a lot longer, and a DB has more time to make breaks on a football, and ended up being an interception, which was disappointing.
Did you feel at least different on the sideline after those initial 15 minutes, knowing you could hang with the Pokes for a bit?
Well, no doubt. I felt good. I felt we were playing really hard. I think we played hard all game. I think we just again wore out again especially in the fourth quarter. But we were playing with them, and we were going toe to toe, and I was feeling pretty good about it towards the end of the first quarter. That's for sure. Unfortunately, we were not able to maintain that for the next 3 quarters.
Now, Bo Hebert wound up getting the start at QB. Kalen Henderson injured in the previous game and really didn't practice a whole lot during the week. Bo very capable. We saw Kalen in the second half as well. Does this continue throughout the next few weeks, trying to settle in a quarterback? You just give the guy with the hot hand the opportunity?
Well, first of all, the reason that Kalen didn't play was, again, he was injured in the previous game against Central Arkansas. and had a funny injury. He had a bruise that kind of got worse as time went on, and we weren't he wasn't he wasn't tuned into how serious it was very early, and we didn't get home till late, and he sleeps in a little bit, and the next thing you know, he wakes up and he's really stiff and sore. He just wasn't able to practice on Tuesday, and that's a key work day. Wednesday he worked and he was much better, but he wasn't as accurate as I would have liked to have seen him. And bottom line, it comes down to that we have two good football players at quarterback right now, and if one can't practice on a Tuesday and Wednesday effectively, then we're going to go with the other guy.
It's a good problem to have in the end.
Yep.
We go back out to Lake Charles for the third quarter. Another prime example of the Colonel's bad luck right now. 3rd and 2 for McNeese. Daniel Sams fumbles the ball, but it pops right back up into his hands, and he stumbles forward for the first down. Unreal how things are going. After converting on 3rd and 6 in the red zone, Sams turns and fires to R.J. Walters for the score. Sams accounted for 211 yards of offense despite only playing about half of the series. He completed 5 of 11 passes for 76 yards and 2 scores. Colonels had no qualms about airing it out in this one. Kalen Henderson replacing Abear in the second half. He spots Demond Bolt over top of the defense. A 40-yard reception for Bolt down to the McNeese 24. Henderson completed 6 of 10 passes for 99 yards. But McNeese rushed the QB all night. Henderson has no time on 3rd down here. The Cowboys registered 6 sacks, this one going to Brent Spikes. It's partially why they're 17th in the nation in rush defense. Nichols going for a 47-yard field goal, and Francisco Condado nails it, by far his longest make of the year. That puts Nichols on the board with about 6 minutes left in the third. Good to see Condado bounce back after some struggles the week before. But McNeese punched right back, Bolfing with a 16-yard completion to Jerry and McGilvery. He led the team with 3 receptions for 65 yards. McNeese cashed in moments later on a 2-yard touchdown run by Dylan Long to make it 38-3. Demond Bolt really shined in this game. Big play after big play. Henderson connects with him for 27 yards into Cowboy territory. Hopefully something to build on for Bolt. He struggled with injuries throughout his career. If he can stay healthy, he can be a big weapon here in his senior season. Unfortunately, the Colonels couldn't find the end zone in this one, and McNeese capped the scoring in the 4th as Ryan Ross punches it in from the 1. McNeese prevailing 45-3. Coach, heading into the matchup this weekend with Stephen F. Austin, what do you take away from that game in Lake Charles that you can use to build on?
Well, we're not going to see the same kind of blitz defense that we saw against our offense. So, Stephen F. is an awfully good football team. They're very, very sound right across the board. They're very well coached. Their kids don't make a lot of mistakes. You can see that. And their soundness is certainly, it doesn't give you any leeway. You're going to have to play your best A game to be able to compete with them, and that's certainly what we have to do. The idea that luck's running against us and we haven't had a whole lot of luck this year. Good teams are the lucky teams, okay? And we've kind of become a good team, and the better we get, the more lucky we're going to be.
Do you feel like you guys can get over the mental hump right now? Not so much the physical one, but the mental one?
I have confidence that we will. I said this is a great group of kids, and, they've worn down physically, but they haven't worn down mentally, and they're anxious to play Stephen F. and get a win this week.
At home.
At home.
Finally. We got you covered this Saturday as Nichols returns home taking on Stephen F. Austin. We start the day on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers, with the Colonel pregame pass on KNSU 91.5 FM. That begins at 3:30. At 4:30, it's Colonel Weekly on Fox Sports Radio in Houma. They'll carry the game live. And then at 5:30, it's the Colonel Countdown throughout our network of stations, including our flagship ESPN Radio New Orleans 100.3 FM. Kickoff is slated for 6 o'clock. You can watch it live online on Colonels All Access through our website, gocolonels.com. A half hour after the game, tune in again to KNSU for extended post-game coverage on the Colonel Roundup. Coach, we got a lot to talk about, including Stephen F. Austin. We'll get to it on the other side. Stay with us. You're watching Colonel Football Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
In sports, you strive for first or best. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional is both. the region's first comprehensive sports medicine program with a team of the best sports medicine trained experts. You're serious about the game, we're serious about your safety. With advanced concussion testing technology and certified athletic trainers, we're keeping athletes safely in the game. Play hard, play to win. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional will help you play it safe.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
We want to welcome you back to Colonel Football Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, here with Nichols interim head coach Steve Axman back at home. This will be your personal home debut and just the second home game for the Colonels this season as you take on Stephen F. Austin. What do you see out of the Lumberjacks that you think you might be able to take advantage of here on Saturday?
Well, again, as I said, I think they're very sound and consistent playing defense, and that certainly concerns me. They can get into 8-man fronts to load up against your run game, or they can play this, the pro Tampa 2 coverage, which is a 2 deep, and then they get an extra rover type safety dropping deep in the middle to take away a lot of that the hold throws that you can get in a cover 2. But they know what they're doing. They've got a very good package. They execute it well. You can see in the way they call their defensive calls that the defensive coordinator and their staff have really designed a defense well that can fit to most any look you could give them. For us, it's going to be very important that we're consistent, that we're not making big mistakes and ending up first and 15 or first and 20 with penalties. That's got to be a big thing. And then from there is being able to attack them with a good mixture of both the run game and the pass game. Defensively, be sound, but I'd like to see us make things happen a little more. So, see if we can pressure that quarterback a little more. They had I think a good number of sacks against them this past week, and so we want to see if we can give them some problems that will slow down, especially their excellent pass attack.
Lumberjacks are 3-2 right now with wins over Incarnate Word, Texas A&M Commerce, and Weber State, sandwiched in between losses to Kansas State and Central Arkansas. Senior running back Gus Johnson continues to etch his name in the SFA record books. The defense features a nationally ranked pass rush. They've only played one road game so far this year, though, and have dropped 12 straight on the road coming into Thibodaux. Something else to note for SFA, they are now coached by former Nichols All-American Clint Conk, who was the ex-head coach at Central Arkansas. So the Lumberjacks, another challenge put forth to you. You do get 2 games in a row, though, at home. The flip side, Stephen F. Austin, as I mentioned, has played rarely on the road this year, so the crowd should play a factor this weekend, or at least hopefully it will.
Oh, I hope they will. I hope they come out in droves and we put on a good show for them, so they're excited to come back the next week against Lamar.
While the team and staff is prepping hard for the remaining slate of Southland games, they're not the only ones. Here's Jansen Verdon.
It's no secret, the road to success in the world of athletics is paved with bumps and bruises, long days and often longer nights. And that's not including what the players go through. Although many sports fans may have an idea of what goes into being a top athlete, fewer realize the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes in the facilities. Before one whistle blows, before one cleat tears up the earth, before one ball is bounced, equipment managers, the unsung heroes of the locker room, run some of the most important plays in sports, supplying players with protective equipment and anything else they may want or need to be successful on the field and court.
Well, we're responsible for all 13 of our sports. We do all of the repair work on all of our helmets and shoulder pads every week. Mostly it's a lot of screwdrivers and helmet pumps for football. It's basically just repairing decals, repairing face masks, turning screws on helmets.
With so many teams to look after, washing clothes alone often takes several hours to complete, just for one sport, and it takes some heavy-duty machines to get the work done.
On an average day for football, our laundry operation goes anywhere from, I'd say, 90 minutes to about 3 hours. We have 4 commercial-sized washers, 4 commercial-sized dryers, but you got 4 washers running at once, and those take 30 minutes each, and then you have varying drying times and everything. So, uniforms take almost 2 hours in the dryer on the lowest heat possible.
With all the time and effort that goes into getting the teams ready to perform, the position also serves as an educational experience for student personnel who may want to pursue a path in athletics.
If you wanted to get into sports management, if you wanted a job in sports in any way, shape, or form, this is the perfect way to get in on the ground floor. If you wanted to be a coach, a video guy, an athletic trainer, this is the perfect way to kind of get on the ground floor, learn everything.
Although the labor is demanding and can be stressful, some employees say it couldn't be more worthwhile.
I'm doing this because I love football and I like to travel. It's something that fits me. I wake up, even though they get frustrated sometimes, I wake up happy to do it. The job's fun, man. People think that, y'all don't do nothing, y'all just stand on the sideline. We do a lot. We set up the locker room for players, make sure players have everything they need.
And I always like to say I'm living every sports fan's dream because I'm on the inside. Like, I'm in the meetings, and I know what's going on behind the scenes. And I came to school here. So this place is very, very special to me. To be able to come home after being away for over a decade, I'm blessed beyond belief and just fortunate enough to, be in the right spot at the right time.
With countless man hours involved, there's more to sports than what's seen on television or even live in the arenas. But week in and week out, equipment managers rise to the occasion and let coaches and players focus on the larger task at hand. For Colonel Football Weekly, I'm Jansen Verdant.
Thank you very much, Jansen. We appreciate it. We'll be right back with interim head coach Steve Axman coming up next on Colonel Football Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center. I want to welcome you back to Colonel Football Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional. I'm Mike Wagenon, alongside interim head coach Steve Axman, as the Colonels prepare to finally return home to take on Stephen F. Austin this weekend. Coach, we'll take a look around the Southland Conference in just a moment here. You are new to the Southland, at least as a head coach. What have you learned about this league so far?
Excellent league. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I think maybe the best team we've played so far was McNeese, and that, puts them, or at least since I've been here. I think North Texas State might struggle with them. And they're, of course, an FBS team, and, have about a third more scholarships. So, I thought McNeese was just really an awesome football team. I thought that Central Arkansas was certainly just a super sound football team, and certainly will be in contention for the league championship.
Heck, you talk North Texas might have struggled with McNeese. Nebraska struggled with McNeese. You see what Nebraska is doing this year. So just an outstanding league once again. Take a look at the results from this past weekend. Central Arkansas QB Taylor Reed threw for 6 touchdowns in a road win over former head coach Clint Conk and Stephen F. Austin. 11th ranked Southeastern Louisiana forced 4 turnovers and blocked 3 kicks in defeating Northwestern State in Hammond. Lamar rallied from 11 points down in the fourth quarter to upend Abilene Christian, and Incarnate Word picked up its first victory of the year, or as a member of the Southland rather, downing fellow new entry Houston Baptist. Coach, you still got Incarnate Word and Houston Baptist on the schedule. 2 games that are very winnable for the Colonels. What do you do to keep from looking forward here a few weeks and focus on the task at hand?
Well, personally, I think we got 6 games we got a good chance to win. We just got to keep changing things around, getting better, and take it one game at a time. And we have a strong Stephen F. Austin team coming in, but we feel we can go toe to toe with them, and what we need to do is come out with a victory.
I love that attitude, Coach. We're going to pause one final time. We'll be back to wrap things up here on Colonel Football Weekly, presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional.
In sports, you strive for first or best. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional is both. The region's first comprehensive sports medicine program with a team of the best sports medicine trained experts. You're serious about the game, we're serious about your safety. With advanced concussion testing technology and certified athletic trainers, we're keeping athletes safely in the game. Play hard, play to win. The Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional will help you play it safe.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for.
At People's Health, we know that when it comes to health, what works is teamwork. Each People's Health Plan member has a team of talented professionals working together to coordinate care so our members can do what they love to do.
That's what we do. We're here for you with People's Health.
People's Health, your Medicare health team.
Folks, our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week, Marie Aubert from the women's tennis team. She won the Flight 2 draw at the UL Lafayette Raging Cajuns Invitational this past weekend. A great weekend again for women's tennis. Colonels and Lumberjacks this Saturday in Thibodaux. Coach, go Colonels.
Go Colonels.
We'll talk to you again next week. Take care. Colonel Football Weekly has been presented by the Sports Medicine Center of Thibodaux Regional, the official sports medicine provider of Nichols Athletics. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.